Hey YouTube, it's Alicia. I'm back with another story time, and this is another story time of when I used to volunteer at my mother's school. This is a part 8, and this has a lot to do with my mom and to teachers. Now, contents. My mother used to be a teacher for over 30 years experience, and these stories I'm telling is my time volunteering at my mother's school. I volunteered at my mother's school for about 4 to 5 years before I abruptly left. And if you go back to the part 3 of this series, you would get what happened. Okay, so in this story, I started volunteering at my mother's school thanks to the principal. She wanted me up there. She knew what I could do and stuff. She knew me when I was in high school and stuff like that. She's been knowing me for years. And she knows I'm a sweet person. I'm very gentle. She knows I'm like so very soft-spoken and think. Okay, anytime I would go to lunch, I would write in bold print, "Do not sit in my chair." Okay, I didn't mind at the time that the principal, the head principal, Dr. R, sat in my chair or anything, because she kind of looked at it. She said, "Oh, Alicia, you're still kind of lightweight." I said, "Yeah, I said, it weighs enough that I can sit on it and stuff." She said, "Oh, okay." And she was like, she was looking around and stuff like that and stuff. I didn't get why she was doing that. And thing. So one day I go to lunch and I put the paper on there. I put the paper on the stool, said, "Do not sit on my stool." I had a problem with teachers coming in of a certain weight class sitting on my chair. I will always have to stand. She said, they would go, "Oh, Alicia, you can just do what you got to do." And Mrs. W will always say, "Oh, but y'all sitting in her chair." She will have to get bold because she knows I was too sweet. I'm not, like that. So one day I come in in 2 different occasions. So the first occasion I come in from lunch. Okay, Miss, we're gonna call her. Her first name is the same first letter as the secretary, so I'm gonna call her PW. So PWM. Let me do it this way. PWM was a light teacher, heavy set teacher, and she's sitting in my chair. And I look at Ms. Williams, the secretary, and her, and I look at her. She looks at her, and the secretary going, "You need to get up. That's Alicia's chair. You sitting in." "Oh, she can wait for a bit." I go, "You really don't know who my mama is. My mama works over here." She said, "I don't give a rat's who your mama is." Da 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 da. That's when Dr. R come out real fast, and she could get up out of her chair. Her mama is Miss Burton. Okay, this older white teacher said, "I'm not scared of Miss Burton. So what?" I said, she wouldn't get up. I said, only one time in the office I had to show out on 2 teachers. This is not the first. I had to show out on PWM. And I said, "Do you want me to pull you out that chair and put you through the floor?" Because then they didn't, that was the first time the principal actually have heard me say that. And then she remembered my mom told her that I'm a big wrestling fan. She buys this woman real quick, fast in her. "You might want to get up out of that girl's chair." I know her mother. Her mother just recently told me been watching wrestling for years. And her mom says she knows some wrestling moves. Let's just say, this heavy set white teacher didn't care. I said, "Okay." So then they start hearing everybody in the office, from the janitor to the nurse to the counselor. They all started seeing me popping my fingers. They hearing my fingers pop. to Mr. Harris, to the second, the other black principal, the male black principal comes, said they had to call him to come check this woman, and because he knew my father, and he knew from my father that I actually could do some signature moves. I said, get up out of my chair. Get up out of my chair. So I kept telling the woman, get up out my chair. And I'm hitting the top of the cabinet. And now Miss Williams, now Dr. R see me getting pissed. Get up out of my chair. Okay. And I said, take your overgrown big self to your own building and stuff. Take yourself to your own building. I had to, and I was trying not to cuss. That was my one thing I was trying not to do. So, so it was a counselor. She said, Elise, just come here. She pulls me into her office. She sees I'm turning red. She noticed my cheeks turning red and I'm flustered. She sees that, and my leg starts to shake. She starts noticing my leg is shaking. She brings me to her office. She shuts the door. She's here trying to help me inhale, exhale, and stuff. And all I can hear up in there is Dr. Rowan blessing the lady out. I hear the principal bless this woman out, saying, you should have did what she had asked and stuff. Okay, after I come back out, everybody said, at least you was trying to be respectful. She took it too far and stuff. That's on her. That's on her and stuff. Okay, my chair was good, and stuff like that. All right. So I had to go to the bath. So about the same day, this happened in the same day. Same day, this woman is no more than almost a little bit on the short, like kind of almost the same height as me, but she comes about right to here on me. Well, she's a little taller than me and stuff. All right, she does it again. This other one, we're gonna call her Mrs. RL. Miss RL, she comes in. I go run to the bathroom right quick just to use the bathroom and come back, she's in my chair. Mrs. R, now this Miss RLS, the secretary, asks her, Mrs. R, can you please get out of Alicia's seat? That's her chair. She's the reason why she always puts signs saying, don't sit in her chair. Okay, she's like, won't move. I go to Miss Caroline. She said, Alicia, again? She said, yeah. And I told her which teacher. Okay, Dr. R got really pissed. She literally took these two teachers and pulled them to the side. She said, and told them, if y'all know, her mother is Miss Burton, okay? Miss PW did not care. Miss RL didn't give a care either. And she goes, we don't care who her mother is. Her mother, and then when Dr. R revealed who my mom was, they said, we don't care. And they said, okay, that's her daughter. Now, if she comes and go off on y'all, I don't blame you. So 2 weeks keep going by. They keep sitting in my chair, sitting in the chair. I get back from lunch one day. My chair is bent. I'm crying. I'm in the bathroom crying and stuff. And they said, Liz, you got to come out. You got to come out and stuff. They're going, what's wrong? What happened? They trying to figure out what happened and stuff. And Dr. R is trying to figure out what happened and things. And she goes and she asks everybody what happened. And she said, Miss PW broke Alicia's stool. And that's why she's crying. Okay. They kept me in the counselor's office all day. This was after lunchtime. My mother went to lunch about 12:30. That's the time she goes to lunch. After 12:30, they kept me in the counselor's office because I was pissed. And they didn't want parents and stuff to see me shaky or anything. So now they knew I was pissed. So I would have to stand mostly air all day for the last few months of school. This happened in March. This happened, wait, not March, April. So this happened at the end of April. So March, April, May. For 3 months, I had to stand up. I didn't have nowhere to sit at all. And it that's when Dr. R called a supplier in my hometown that sells a lot of supplies to schools and come in and buy. You can buy furniture from school furniture for all for teachers and stuff and things. Okay, Dr. R decided, okay, at the end of the year, we're going when Alicia come back next year, we're going to have the whole front office redone. So that's what so she let me know by at the end of this particular year, Liz, when you come back, you're going to have a desk. Because I don't like that your stool was broken. And she said, I'm sorry and stuff. When my mother found out the day that my chair broke, my mother found out who it was. My mama would call them to her room. She literally called these two women to her room. She had she had Mrs. Rowing in there. She had Mr. H in there. And she personally called administrators to the school. They said that same day, they called administrators and stuff. Administrators going, Ms. Rowe, we didn't know you had Miss Burton's daughter up here volunteering. Yeah, volunteering. She brought her own stool. They showed her I had text mama during class, told her what happened and stuff. And my mama said, this is what her stool was looking like. This is what it looked like. They had to throw it away. She's got to stand. And my mama said she's been standing for almost a week. Because of these two helpers kept sitting on my daughter's stool. She kept putting the sign up said, do not sit on her stool. And that's when the Secretary R said, oh, they kept coming in taking the sign off and not giving a care in the world. And that's when we found out and so they kind of, and then that's when they said, oh, out of your salary, you're going to be paying for the chair that we're going to have to replace. Until Alicia can get something to sit on, your partial will be coming out of your salary. Let's just say these two teachers got punished because what they did. And my mama was holding me back because I really wanted to beat both of them. I really wanted to jump the main one and stuff. I really wanted to jump both of them, but my mama and Mr. H was kind of holding me back, and they kind of see me sitting down ready to jump. He sees me sitting down ready to jump and stuff, and my legs were shaking and stuff like that, crap, much. And they holding me back for and stuff. And he goes, why Alicia's legs shaking the way that she is right now? And my mama going, she's ready to jump him. And stuff. She said, Miss Burton, what do you mean that your daughter knows wrestling moves? Let's just say my mama explained, hey, we got family that works in the industry. Okay. That was just something we never told people in our hometown. We have family in this particular industry, in the wrestling industry. And they said, oh, she knows how she can pick up wrestling moves real quick. Really, truly? Yeah, I can. And I said, nah. And then my mom said, do you really want my daughter to be right now to jump these two? Because if she jumped these two, she would put them out. So they go, okay, what can we do to solve this? Because the lady said, well, she's not authorized to be here. And then she said, Dr. Rowan go, I brought her in. And she said, I brought her in. You two effed up. She kept putting a sign on her chair saying, don't sit in my chair. Okay. And she said, that's why I'm redoing the front office now. And she goes, you for the chair that Alicia's going to have. Oh, y'all two are paying for it. Out of y'all things, and I'm going to have her pick the chair she wants. And she goes, I'm gonna have Alicia pick the best chair, almost like mine. What happened? The administrators didn't want the expensive chair. Okay, Dr. R said, Liz, what you want? Do you want a black chair or a maroon chair? I said, it don't matter with me what color it is, long as it's a chair, long as a sturdy chair. So just in case these two fat backs come back and sit in my chair, it can hold them up. She goes, no. She said, no, we ain't gonna do that. She said, we're gonna it's gonna be your chair while you're here. And she said, when you leave, I'll give it to a teacher of your choice. I said, okay. She brought me a chair that had a back covering, not a big back covering. It's like a small back covering, and it had arms on it, and they kind of measured me to see if I can, what kind of chair and stuff. And this lady that worked at the place that was doing the remodeling and stuff like that, and did that and stuff like that. And she said, Alicia, I'm gonna have a little mat under your desk, so just in case you take off your shoes, you don't have to worry about it. And I said, okay, and stuff like that. And after that, after we had the new office, and then we had the new arrangement in the office, we kind of still kept the little cabinet over to the side, but we had this new spot now that where I had people where the kids sign in and stuff like that. That was the easiest thing and stuff. And then the following year, for my second year, and she had me at this meeting, and she said, I think everybody knows Miss Burton's daughter, Alicia. She's been with us for a year. And she proceeded and looked at Miss P and Miss R, P, W, and R. And she said, if y'all come into the office, if y'all teachers come in the office, can y'all please do not sit in Alicia's chair? We know what happened last year. Two of y'all almost got y'all butt whooped. Almost got your butt whooped, but her mother stopped it. Let me give y'all some insight what I know about Alicia. I've been knowing Alicia since she was in the 6th grade. That's one. Half of y'all been knowing Alicia since she was in the 4th grade. Okay. Now, we got some rules when it comes to Alicia's desk. 1, stay off of her desk. 2, do not put your stuff on her desk. Number 3, do not, if you over a certain weight class, do not sit in her chair. And 4, if you sit in her chair, be ready to suffer the consequences from her. And she goes, that goes for everybody. And the principal laid down ground rules. When it came to me, she wanted to make sure I felt comfortable and thing. So then after this, these two little teachers try to get on my good side, start trying to bring me candy and sending me cakes that they made. Baby, do you think I ate any of that? Nope. I tossed it. Because every time they would bring me something, I'll wait till they get outside. Boom. Miss Mayor, and let me just say, the female janitor, Miss Mayor, would like laugh every time I did it. She said, ladies, they trying to apologize. I said, apology, that's not going to be apology. I said, that's not an apology. And they go, well, that's not an apology. And stuff. So it finally came to head the second year and stuff. Okay. They wanted me to print they send papers up to have me print. Everybody in the office said, Alicia, you're too nice. You're too nice. You're too nice. To one day, I had to miss a day. My mom had to went to the office and told me I had to miss a day because I was so sick. She said Alicia has has the flu and stuff. I think she won't be coming in for the next 3 days. And they go, okay, we understand. We can make it without Alicia and stuff like that. Miss Mare decided, oh, I'll try to help y'all if I can and stuff like that, since Alicia might not be here for the next 3 days. I had the flu. Literally, I had flu-like symptoms, and my mother didn't want me to go to school. So when I come back and stuff, I come back. Here comes both of these women. Said, oh, we have some cakes for you. I said, look. And this is after I had the flu and stuff. And the nurse was there. And the nurse said, Leash, let me just, I'll talk to your mom. I want to just check you. Your mom want me to just be checking you every so often and stuff. And I know your doctor gave you some medicine and stuff. She said, let me just see your medicine. So I had to bring my medicine to school. And she like, oh, dang. She said, so she said, what time do you have to take this? I said, this one I have to take at lunch, so I'll be at lunch. It's not drowsy. This one's not drowsy, but the last one I take at the end of the day was kind of drowsy. She said, oh, okay. But what time do you have to take it? He said, I have to take it in the afternoon after 3 o'clock. She said, oh, okay. So she talked to my mom about the one that I needed to take and stuff, because it made me drowsy. She said, how about Alicia to go home and take that medicine? She said, okay, yeah, that'd be best for her and stuff. So we'll just leave. We left the second one at home one day. All right. The next day, I bring my medicine that I usually take at lunch. Here they come again, trying to give me homemade cakes, and I wouldn't take it. And my mama just took it up to the cafeteria ladies and asked her, kept telling her, can y'all just throw these out? They said, Miss Burton, why? And she said, you see those two teachers that just walked out? Yeah, they trying to apologize. My daughter don't want their cakes. They trying to apologize from breaking her stool. They said, that's not going to do that and stuff. And so every time I'll be at lunch, they would bring these cakes. And stuff. Until one day, one day I had to leave early. My dad had to come and get me because I had to go for my checkup at the doctor's office. I leave, go for my checkup, because my checkup was at 3:30. I remember this to this day. And as I'm leaving, and I leave, I hear Dr. R, the window is up. I hear Dr. R call them into her office. She didn't let the window down, but I can hear it. And I said, Daddy, wait. And Dr. R tells both of these ladies, stop bringing Leisha homemade desserts. She don't like y'all. The only way y'all gonna apologize is you go to her face, apology. Then, if she accepts your apology, it's cool. But stop bringing her homemade desserts. If you're trying to butter her up, don't bring her homemade desserts. Get her something from out of Kroger's and Walmart. He said, and then she goes, her mom already told me what she likes. She likes strawberries. She's a strawberry girl. She likes strawberry cake. She likes this. She likes that. She said, if you're trying to butter her up, then these are the things you need to get her. Okay. All right. Next day, I know the next few days, the next 3 days, these two women had flowers delivered. Apology flowers delivered. They had cupcakes from Kroger's with strawberries on them. Strawberries, cupcakes, and stuff. I take them down to my mama room. I take everything down to my mama. My mama is laughing her butt off. She said, milk it. My mama said, milk these two milk these two, just milk them. So I did for the next 2 weeks, and then they came to me literally, and they begged for my forgiveness and stuff. I said, I forgive you, but don't sit in my chair though. Now you know. So everybody all the teachers was just happy that I finally accepted their apology and stuff. But I will admit, I was being petty about it. But I mean, if you brought your own chair and you volunteering, you brought your own chair or stool, and somebody who's, let's just say these two was kind of like over 300 pounds, and they sit in your chair and they break your chair, you'll be pissed too. And then they had to apologize not only to me, but to my mom for it and stuff. And I told them, don't take the money out of their paychecks. That's the one thing I didn't want and stuff. And Dr. R says, and Dr. R goes, Liz, you sure that? You sure that? I said, yeah. Until I caught one of the teachers being very disrespectful to all of her black students, where it was like, and I have to put this in here and stuff because it's important to this story too. I had certain things that we needed the kids to take home and stuff. And I was to knock on her door, and she go, what? Oh, she go, what? And I'm at the door. I go, excuse me? She said, oh, I'm sorry, Elise. Now, this particular teacher is the Miss PW, okay? The same woman who was sitting on my chair. And she go, what? And she go, oh, I'm sorry, Elise. And before she can close the door good, she tells all the black, because she's supposed to be going, like, if you was in her class, like, this particular year, they can have her for the second year. And before she can shut the door, I hear her say, I'll tell the black kids. She goes, she didn't say black kids. She said, you're in kids. Don't ask to be part of my class next year. If you're in the class now, don't. You in kids, I don't want you next year. She said, and then before she could shut the door good, I hear her say, I don't want you in kids in here next year. I want an all-white class. And I'm going, I hurried up, get these things out, and I ran back. And I said, Dr. R, you need to have PW evaluated. I said, you need to do evaluation on her of how she treats minority kids and how she speaks to minority kids and her mental estate. And she goes, Liz, what she said? And when I told her what she said to these to the African American kids, she said, Liz, you did not. I said, no kidding. I said, call all the black kids up in her class tomorrow, up in here, and ask her what she said. Promise you. And stuff. So then she started trying to butter up the black kids to not tell. No, I said, she said, Elise, go get, the next morning, she said, I know she knew when they break. She said, Elise, go get all of her black kids and bring them bring all the African-American kids from her class to the office. And I go to her room, and she said, yes, Liz, what you need? She's trying to be all peachy. I said, Dr. Rowan wants to speak to all of your African-American kids. Well, we're going to get ready to take a test. Well, you're going to have to wait on that test. She won't speak to those kids now. I bring them in, bring them to the office. They said she literally asked the kids, did PW say, I don't want y'all butts up in here next year, even though y'all can be in my class next year and stuff, and tell me, did she try to bribe y'all this morning? Soon as she said that, no, I said, y'all be honest. I leaned to the kids. They all lined up in the office. We had to hold people out of the office for a bit for she can ask. And I said, Dr. let me talk to her. And she said, sure. And I talked to them with all the kids with sweet. And I said, did she try to butter y'all up this morning with some breakfast or with sweets? They go, yes. So Dr. I knew, okay. And I said, just tell the truth, what y'all heard her say. And they did. And she goes, okay, y'all, Alicia, take them back to the class and stuff. I get back and I'm doing my work probably about before I go to lunch. Here comes Dr. R. And she goes, Leash, I'm agreeing with you. I do need to have her evaluated, and I do need to have her mental state evaluated. Well, let's just say, like 2 years before my mother retired, PW decides to retire. And this was like a year, was the same year that she said this stuff. Because I'm giving y'all full instant on this particular one. But she had to go through, let's just say she had to go through evaluation, mental evaluation and stuff. Because she was going to go to another school. So I don't know whatever happened to her. But like I said, because it's like this, when I think you're doing something wrong, especially when it comes to students of minorities, I'm going to speak up. With me at the time when I did volunteer over there at my school, I did always speak up. And I want to hear from y'all. Do y'all think I kind of overreacted over the stool thing? And do y'all think this particular teacher, what she said to her African-American students was a little bit wrong? So you can say I gave y'all 2 stories in one in part 8. If I think of any other stories, I'll be happy to tell y'all. Until then, I'm Alicia. Don't forget to thumbs up this video, comment below, and subscribe to my channel. Bye.